I'm an artist that I live and work in Seattle. I'm not originally from here, but I moved here about 7 years ago. I primarily work in performance. I also do some installation and sculpture. You can check out my website. It'll be somewhere on the website if you're interested in learning more about my practice. So I'm an artist in residence for the Seattle Residency Project.
Hey y'all, my name's Connor, and I'll be one of the artists in residence here, working alongside you, as well as with my other artist in residence, Elle, who you'll meet in the other video, or maybe in the same video, I don't know. Yeah, so the work that I make, I've been working a lot with steel and knitting, which has been really fun. My grandma taught me how to knit, my grandpa taught me how to weld, and so I've been kind of discovering my lineage through that, as well as dealing with hard, soft, heavy, light, that good stuff. And then I also like to work in performance, which is a much different avenue for my work, which hopefully you'll get to experience a little bit of it. And in that, I deal a lot with control and manipulation through participation, but also in trying to figure out what is eudaimonic about that.
But we wanted to try something different. We're really concentrating not just on creativity, but also on community in this residency. So we decided to start small. We're kind of gonna do a little bit of a guinea pig residency run. And that's why we're calling it a project, because we're looking for artists that are open to new ideas, innovative thinking, that need space, need time, and are also looking for being challenged in their own practice and their ideas, but also in how to create community and how to be a community of artists. Different. Like, why should anyone apply for this residency? Why not apply to all these other residencies? How are we going to be different?
Well, I think there are many reasons for why this residency is different from other residencies. For one, it's a Seattle residency for Seattleites, particularly this strain of this project. So we want to be able to work with local people in order to create a local community to bolster this project for what it is in its infant phase. This one is also focused on community, where we have certain nights that we're going to be focusing on how to grow together, how to wrestle with one another, how to listen to one another, and how to speak up for ourselves and for others that aren't present as well. What about for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the things that you're saying, like one, I think we want a messy residency. And so we want people to have different perspectives. And I think a lot of times when we say community, that can be like a really exciting thing and also a really scary thing. And so what we want to do is, the reason we put the word project in the name of the residency is that we're not creating this, we don't want to create another institution. We don't want to create another residency where we're telling you what it's about. We just want to set the framework and then say, hey, let's bring in some artists that have amazing creativity and great ideas, and let's listen and let's learn and let's create this project together, and let's figure out how to be messy together, how to learn from each other, and then also give the very thing that we all need, which is just space and time. So the majority of the residency, each artist is going to be working on their own. And that's why we're asking a minimum of hours from the artists, but also you have access to your studios 24/7, so you could be in here all the time if you wanted. So that to me is one of the really exciting parts about this residency, is we're not just interested in asking for a trade. We'll give you space, you give us something, but really doing this as a project and doing this as a community together.
Yeah, and I think we hold a special space here. We're in Ravenna, which is a special neighborhood in Seattle that's north of the university. It's not too far from Capitol Hill and downtown via the train. But we're also in this old church building that is now the Ravenna Collaboratory. So this space itself has over 100 years of history, but we also are getting to experience this new organization that is focusing on bringing all different types of people in to work on prophetic imagination, to be able to collaborate and work on social engagement, social practice, and social justice in all those forms.
Yeah, which is why it's really important that we open this space up to other artists. We want to start small so that we can actually create space for everyone to be heard. And we're very aware that we represent two voices and we each have our own perspective, but it's limited. Our knowledge of what life is and what's possible and what could be imagined is pretty limited. So we really want to find artists of different perspectives, different backgrounds, different voices, and then to bring this in and be a part of what do we want art to look like for ourselves? What do we want art to look in community? What do we want it to look like in Seattle? What do we want it to look like globally? And really have the opportunity to think about each decision we're making, even down to like how we're doing this application. What's the best way for you to do it? Is it to submit a video? Do you not want to write your application out? So that's something that's really different, is that we really are open to growing and changing with artists that are here while providing support for the artists so that it's not all on them.